On this episode, we're building our favorite meal in each park by selecting a drink, appetizer, entree, and dessert. Today's October 29th, 2024. This is episode 715 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys! Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, in addition to live streams from the parks and our weekly live show, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Ready for your next bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI-Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today. All right, so today's episode is going to be all about food. We've been talking a lot about food lately, but it's because we've been dining at Disney so much. Mm-hmm. We've been doing tons of food reviews.
Right.
So we're going to put the reviews aside for now because we're going to have plenty of them coming in November and December. So we have a lot of more dining reviews and stuff coming. We actually are going to go to Liberty Tree for the first time ever. We are planning.
Which is sad.
It's insane.
This made this hard for me.
This is what makes this hard. So when we go through and we do these kind of like you choose things, Rhonda and I do them separate from each other. Mm-hmm. And I print out a sheet that says, for example, for this one, we're going to build a meal within each of the 4 parks in Disney Springs.
It's my favorite of all time.
Your favorite thing to do. So we're going to pick a drink. We're going to pick an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert to build our ultimate meal within Disney Springs in each of the 4 parks, right? Only thing is we can't pick what the other person picked. So we have backup picks because we're going to flip a coin to see who goes first for each one.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with Disney Springs. And these options can be from any sort of kiosk to quick service to table service is basically the only other rule I'll say. So we're going to flip a coin, but we're just going to have Rhonda be heads and I'll be tails each time. And we're going to start with Springs. And it is heads. Rhonda, you get to start with your drink. What is your number one selection for your drink at Disney Springs?
I'm going to go to Summer House, and I am going to do the Tropical Dreams, which is $14. This is Tito's Vodka Lime Habanero Honey, which that is probably has been, when I was drinking, my favorite drink on property.
Really? That was number one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go over to Haleo. And I'm going to go with the non-alcoholic Lotus. And to be honest, when I think of all of the beverages at Disney Springs, even alcoholic beverages, as far as like just flavor goes, I think this would still be my favorite.
Okay. I figured you know what I mean? Would, so I steered clear from that one.
I was wondering if that's what you're going to go for. But
it is good. It is. Was like, well,
this is what I think makes this interesting, and we've said this before. You know, we're not sitting down and thinking about this for a week. Like we literally, like 15 minutes before we hit record, we're like, "Hey, let's write these down. Let's come up with them."
Right.
And a lot of that I think is fun because it helps with the conversation. Like in my mind, Summer House didn't even come to my brain when thinking about Disney Springs in general, even though we love it so much. And so that's what I think can be interesting about this is that, you know, I didn't go there at all I don't think for any of my picks. What was your backup for that one?
Actually, mine was the Lemon Drop Martini from Boathouse. It's $15.
Oh, yeah.
I did, I think, everything else in non-alcoholics. I just kind of went alcoholic here. There's so many places to get stuff. So what was your backup?
I don't know because I wanted to go with the Heart and Soul from the Edison.
Oh yeah, you like that.
So when we first had that a couple months ago when we went there, it was on their printed menu that obviously they gave us in the restaurant. When I went back to do research, it was not on Disney's website menu, which we know from John.
Yeah.
You know, that they don't always match up.
I had
but it
something
was
happen like
on
that.
the Edison's website menu at the time. Today, as I was just doing my research, because we like to go grab some pricing sometimes, things like that, I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know if it is still available there. But the Heart and Soul was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that one was
so
good.
yeah, so that's what I went with. All right, let's move on to our appetizer. We're going to do another flip, and it is tails this time, so I get to go first. And I chose, because there is an appetizer version of the ribs at Morimoto Asia for $18.
Oh, good. That was my backup.
It was your back. Okay, so you get 3 ribs.
Yeah.
There's also an entree version, but this is considered appetizer.
Yeah.
Because I know at some point you're going to pull something
No, I'm not.
out of your new what, from like a festival, or you're going to just say like, I want this entire buffet or something. Is that coming? I can see it in your eyes.
I don't know, maybe.
They're the best, you know.
They are.
I mean, we've talked about like other ribs on property, and you know, like if you go to somewhere like Hoop-de-Doo Review, those are very standard barbecue ribs.
Correct.
You know, there's a couple places on property you can get stuff like that. When you're taking this Asian flair to it, like I would actually love, for whatever preparation they're doing for these ribs, to just have them as like old school with a barbecue sauce. Because I bet they'd be some of the old school barbecue flavored best ribs you've ever had.
Yeah,
because
probably.
of just the way that they're cooked, prepared. They're meaty, they're tender, they're like crisp on the outside, but then that tender meat. Like I just love these things. So
They are good.
And you can get them at the Morimoto Asia Street Food, which is the walk up outside.
Yeah, it's $15.
So I want to say we haven't done this in a while, but we did it back in March when we went for Karen's birthday, but it's still been too long.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to do that. What was your number one pick then? Because that was your backup?
Yes, it was. My number one was the Oysters Rockefeller over at Boathouse for $27.
Yeah.
They're kind of expensive.
They're
but
very expensive. That's for
so
half a
good.
dozen, I want to say, correct?
I believe so.
Because I think if I remember, they are charging you per oyster, but then adding a price on top of each oyster to make them Rockefeller.
So because it's literally on the menu.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe things have changed.
So then here's what it may be. And Boathouse aficionados, you can correct us if we're wrong. Because they carry so many different types of oysters from different locations, I think, and again, I could be wrong, their one on the menu is probably a standard oyster that they have all the time.
Oh, yeah,
But I believe that whatever they're doing on their raw bar, or that they are steaming, which would be different oysters that are priced separately, I believe those ones you can do half a dozen to a dozen Rockefeller. That's where you would pay those additional fees.
Right.
But if you want the standard, that is on the menu, which I didn't realize. Because last time we picked whatever was that day's like best fresh oysters that they were steaming, and then they said they could turn them to Rockefeller for $1 each per oyster. On top of, I want to say those oysters were probably about $2.50 each. So you're paying about $3.50 each for the Rockefeller at that time. So definitely gets up there.
Yes.
For my backup, I went to Boathouse. This is an appetizer. Filet mignon sliders.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were good.
I mean, hey,
So-
the fact that I didn't pick them over Morimoto's ribs, though, shows you I'm not just hey, whatever I had last is my favorite thing in the world. I still am picking Morimoto over the filet mignon sliders.
Right. But you're building your meal, so okay, you're gonna eat these as an appetizer, and then you're gonna eat an entree.
We can take leftovers, right? Do we have to eat every last bite?
I don't
So I'll eat all 3 ribs though. The 3 ribs I don't think is a big deal. 3 sliders would be a lot because that's like a meal.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm gonna take some home.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a little to go, a little doggy bag.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to our entree. And Rhonda gets to pick first on entree. I know you didn't pick either of mine. I would put money on it. I will put $1 million that you did not pick either of mine.
Well, I hope I didn't.
Okay. What'd you pick for number 1? You're laughing at it.
Because it's Pizza Ponte, and it's the Parmacotte for $8.95.
Sometimes.
What? That is a good entree. If I have some Oysters Rockefeller, that's my seafood. And then I got a big piece of pizza to eat as my entree.
I'm going to.
And then I'm going to have
Oysters and pizza. I can't wait to see what you picked for dessert. So you're going with a slice of Parma Cotta pizza from Pizza Ponte as your entree out of everything that you have access to. I already know what your dessert is at Animal Kingdom. It's the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I went with the Peking duck at Morimoto. Now it is shareable for $79.
Holy moly! You're eating so
It's
much
shareable.
for one meal.
I'm not going by myself. And if I was, I'm still going to take half this duck home.
Okay.
So we've never ordered this. We had this again back in March, Karen's birthday.
Yeah.
She ordered it, and it was unbelievable, the bites that we had.
Yeah.
You know, you can get it with like, what is it, the tortillas. You can get it with bao buns. It's got like some hoisin sauce with it. It's like, it's just duck done perfectly, but it's a very simple but very elegant dish. The way that it's presented, everything this is outstanding. So I went with that. I will be enjoying my duck while you're enjoying a slice of pizza.
It is so good.
What was your second pick? Blaze?
Shrimp and grits from Art Smith for $29.
Yeah. So pizza over.
Yes.
Shrimp and grits from Art Smith's.
Yes. That pizza's, I mean, how many times have we eaten it?
It is good.
It is so good.
It is very good.
And I can't get anything like it. Like, we've even tried making it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
All right. It's because I'm telling you, it's those big greasy pans that they're using. I'm telling you, that's exactly what it is. My backup was actually it was pizza.
Oh, from Blaze?
But from Eat by Manit.
Oh.
And it is the chicken tikka naan pizza for $16.95.
Okay.
I loved that thing. I thought it was so good. I thought it was different. Disney Springs was a hard one. So I'm kind of glad we got it out of the way first. Because, again, it's one of those, like, you know, if we're going there to eat, we're usually sitting down at a restaurant and eating. And as much as I think me personally, I love a lot of the places there. None of the places there have the individual knock your socks off dish, because I think there's so many good things. Does
I
that
just
make
started
sense?
to say,
This one was hard to pick because of how much is there.
Yeah, I just started to say, I think this one was easier because there was so much stuff, but harder because, again, I have to keep trying to think, like, this is my meal that I'm like, this is fantastic. So maybe
this one was hard because of the options.
Yeah.
I think everything there is very good. Let's move on to Animal Kingdom.
Oh, we got to do our desserts.
Oh, we do have to do our dessert. My bad. We are going to go dessert, and it is heads. So go ahead and pick. This probably is the same one I picked.
Gideon's cookies.
Oh no, I went ahead with salt and straw.
I figured that's why.
Is that your backup?
I was across all of these. I think I tried to do different desserts and not basically ice cream every dessert.
That's smart.
So yeah, I picked Gideon's cookies and you can get Gideon's anywhere. $6 for all the cookies. And then my backup was Summer House cookies for $4.95.
Well, if you had one individual Gideon's cookie flavor like that, like let's just say you're going to pick an individual one, is there one specifically you think you would pick? Because like if I had to pick one salt and straw, because I had salt and straw as my first pick,
right? I
would probably go with the one, I can't remember what it's called exactly. I think it's like peanut butter and chocolate ribbon crunch. I've had it there that I really liked. Either that or the Snickerdoodle one that you had.
That was really good.
But if you had to go for an individual cookie, I'm just going anything with peanut butter.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, they're so good. I possibly would do the morning coffee cake cookie.
Oh, that's good.
That was really good.
That's very good. What about salt and straw? Do you have a go-to?
No, because they're always changing them.
I know.
So
I mean, they have this, but they have the standard ones like the Snickerdoodle, like the ribbon.
That one's
one I'm
really
talking
good.
About. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I can go into salt and straw. They can serve me anything, and it's going to be delicious, pretty much.
Are you sure?
Most of it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to move on to Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
We're going to start with our beverage, and we're going to start with Rhonda. What'd you go with?
Well, I actually have the going to Nomad. I have the alcoholic version, so I picked Jen's Tattoo.
That was my number one pick as well.
Okay, and then my backup basically was the hibiscus henna.
Mm-hmm.
The Jen's Tattoo is $15.50 with the alcohol in it, and the hibiscus
vodka. It's got hibiscus in it. It's got some lime in it. It's
really good.
Delicious.
Yes, it is. And the hibiscus henna is only $7.50.
Yeah. And that really just takes out the watermelon. I'm sorry, they have takes out the vodka because they have watermelon in it as well.
Right.
So yeah, so Jin's Tattoo was my first pick.
Okay.
So I'll move to my second, which is the Night Blossom over at Pongu Pongu in Pandora.
Oh yeah.
$6.79.
I forgot about
this
that.
layered, frozen,
Yeah, it's good.
delicious. It's apple and a pear limeade with popping boba balls on top. This is just a fan favorite by most people.
Yeah.
It is refreshing. It's delicious. Kids love it. Adults can love it. So that ended up being my number 2.
Nice.
So you just went straight alcoholic, non-alcoholic though, right? With those were both of your picks.
Yes.
Was Jin's Tattoo and
Yes.
Hibiscus Henna.
Yep.
All right. Those are
Because
very
I
good
didn't know
picks.
if you'd pick one or the other, and I felt like either way I had it covered. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. I gotta say, for mine, Pandora, like that area.
Yeah.
And entrance to Pandora is pretty popular for my list. So let's move on to the appetizer. Heads again. I still think it's a double-headed quarter.
I went with Nomad again and the grilled chicken satay. Is
Yeah,
that how you
that
say
thing
it? For
was
$16? No, 14. Sorry.
Holy moly, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it really was.
I love that thing. Anything at Nomad,
Oh yeah.
I think could be picked as an appetizer.
Yeah, but then I was thinking my meal, so
Yeah.
I did.
Well, what's great is that Nomad and Tiffin's share a lot of those appetizers and menu items. Because this could be found on either Nomad, I believe still, or Tiffin's, which is the lobster mac and cheese for $16. It's outstanding. It's, when you talk about like the lobster bisque over at Narcoossee's.
Can I just tell you then that was my entree?
The lobster mac and cheese is your entree?
Yeah.
Okay. It's an appetizer.
So
All right, you can eat it at your entree.
can I have it as my entree?
Let's wrap up appetizer. Not technically, but we'll allow you because my secondary is. Okay. The lobster mac and cheese is amazing. Going back, when you look at the lobster bisque, and when they come pour that in front of you and present it in front of you at Narcoossee's, there's that big mound of lobster meat in the middle. With the lobster mac and cheese, it's not so much that you get these big chunks of lobster meat the way that you do Narcoossee's lobster bisque, but that flavor of lobster is so strong throughout.
Yes.
I'm sure that they're using a lobster broth to boil the noodles. Then they're using that reserved liquid to help make like a bechamel in the sauce with the cheese. They're still imparting pieces of lobster in there.
Yeah.
But it's not like these big chunks. But it's absolutely fabulous.
Yes,
and then
it
my
is.
backup, which is technically an appetizer, but it's under shareables, would be the tuna nachos.
Oh my goodness.
Yak and Yeti.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
My backup was the salad from the Tusker House. Now Tusker House is a buffet.
Well,
So-
one of the specific ones, or just in general, like that black eyed pea
the
salad?
black eyed pea salad.
That was delicious.
But I would say almost any of them. They're so
Yeah.
good. I tasted quite a few of them. But Tusker House, if you are wondering, it is not something you can go. It is a buffet, and it is
Yeah.
$64 per person for lunch. So,
Those salads were, I mean,
so good.
I'm not a big black eyed pea fan at all, and I love that black eyed pea salad. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the way to introduce somebody to black eyed peas. Without
Yeah.
you don't want to look at them. They're
Why?
weird. They're weird looking. I
'Cause
don't know why.
You think they're looking back at you?
A little bit. It's got that little black eye in the middle there of the pea.
Okay.
You love them. I have to make them every New Year's Day.
Yes, I do love them.
Was it last year that I didn't make? It was. Last year I didn't make the stuff on New Year's Day, and then we had a bad first week. And we
Yeah.
had to scramble. How was the year,
And
though?
then you made it
Yeah, the year's been all right.
because you made it.
Yeah. It's been an okay year. I'm making
You're
everything.
making
on.
everything.
Oh, I am, and I'm eating it all, and I'm everything about it. All right, let's move on to our entree.
Which, remember,
we know yours is
right.
because it was going to be tail, so I get to pick first anyway.
Oh, good.
Surf and turf for $69 at Tiffin's. It's
Okay.
that steak. It's that rubbed steak is absolutely incredible. It comes with the scallops, of course, that I love. Those little cubes of polenta that came with it that were just super
So good.
delicious. Like I the steak itself was very good. Like I wouldn't put it probably in my top maybe 5 steaks on property, but a meal as a whole, as a surf and turf, it is way up there. It's one of the best, like, I think, overall entrees that I've had. So I love it. $69. It's expensive, but I would get it again and again. I really want to go get the Tiffin's burger. We need to find a time to go for lunch and just grab a burger there.
Okay.
So you had lobster
everything.
mac and cheese as your first choice.
Yes, and
right?
everything from Tiffin's is good because then my
Yes.
second choice would have been the shrimp and grits from Tiffin's, which is $42.
Okay.
So, I mean, Nomad. I mean, literally, my whole meal is almost from Nomad and Tiffin's.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom's another hard one because it is limited, and as much as we can use quick service, and I know that we have in some of these, it's not, I think, where my mind first went to, right? I'm immediately thinking of table service, so we're very limited there.
Right.
While everything is amazing at Yak and Yeti,
And that's
we
what
don't
I
try
forgot.
a lot.
Yeah.
But I did put as my backup the chicken and ribs, the Korean fried chicken and ribs that we
was
had most
really
recently
good.
for
Yeah.
$32.99,
Yeah.
or if you're us, free. Because we're very lucky that they just comped that meal because there was
Yeah.
an error that they didn't have to do any of that, but it was wonderful. So yeah, I put that as my backup.
Well, we don't have to flip a coin for the next one because you already knew my number one.
I know
dessert.
you're number one. I like
So
flipping the
let's-
coin for funsies.
Okay. I was
What do you
gonna say,
think it's
let's
going
go
to be? Heads
you.
or tail anyway? It's going to be heads because it's. Yep, it was heads. So you get
Oh,
the Anna Depor ice cream truck, right?
Uh-huh.
I knew you're picking that.
$5.79 for your soft serve and a cone.
Okay.
So good.
That's fair. Just
But you
any
know what
soft
my
serve there.
backup was?
What?
Going back to Tiffin's and the churros for $10.
I almost picked that. That's a really good pick.
Well,
When you're talking, Disney churros, right?
right.
Disneyland, from our understanding, we will find out in April because we are going to Disneyland in April now. I've heard wonderful things. Your standard theme park churros at Disney World are garbage. But
They're not garbage. They're just not freshly made.
That's
There's a
fair.
major difference.
That's fair. They're not bad. They're not what they should be. Is that fair? Like, I'm not going to. I know if somebody gave me a Disney World churro, I'm not going to take a bite and be like, "This is garbage," and throw it away.
Right.
Agreed. Apologies for using that word, Senor Churro. But they're not. You shouldn't buy it. You should not buy a theme park churro at Disney World. Is what I'm saying.
Not when you have Tiffin's and not when you have Three Bridges.
Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion.
And Nomad they're available at?
And Nomad.
Yep.
In my opinion, I would prefer to try to sit down at one of the places like this to get the churros. Because I think even Skipper might have. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. The point is when you can have freshly cooked churros, basically, you can't beat them.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. So save your churro money, your churro budget for Three Bridges or Nomad or Tiffin's. So
what was yours?
do you want to know what my number one dessert was?
In Animal Kingdom.
In Animal Kingdom.
Okay, what?
It's very recent to us. In fact, an entire business may one day be created around.
My
I'm going with my
goodness.
Dippin' Mickey.
Okay.
I am going with Drinkwalla. This is $7.29. It is. We talked about this last episode or the episode before. I can't remember which one it was now. This came out in October of 2021 for the 50th anniversary.
Right.
We had no idea because we never used to stop by Drinkwalla. We finally did, and they've got this premium dipped Mickey's ice cream bar, which they are double dipping and adding sprinkles to, and it's amazing. So I just love it.
That's a good name for it. Double dips.
Double dips.
It's already
that
dipped
could be a good one.
once,
See,
and you're
and that
redipping
one,
it.
because in reality, if you couldn't, unless Disney actually created this, you could not have Mickey involved, right? So let's just say that all of a sudden we're like, hey, we actually are going to start a company.
Oh.
We're going to, it would, then double dips would be perfect. Double dipping. Or something like that, because you couldn't use Mickey in it. They would just have to be regular shaped, or we could
Why
shape
couldn't you
like
buy them
something
from
else.
Publix? Why couldn't you just buy?
But I'm saying if you were to create a legitimate business, chances of having Mickey in the title and then using Mickey shaped items would probably be a no-go. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So double dipped would work out perfectly if you had to use like a standard looking ice cream bar, right?
Okay.
My backup was the blueberry cream cheese mousse that is at Satellite Canteen for $5.79.
Oh yeah.
That little dome It
Yeah.
is as much fun to look at as it is to eat. It's a beautiful dessert.
Yeah.
It's light. It's creamy. It's kind of like just a real good blueberry cheesecake mousse. I love it. Yeah. Okay, so that was it, right? Because you had ice cream and churros.
Yeah.
So we get to move on to Hollywood Studios. And we're going to start with our beverage over there. And I actually get to go first.
Oh, darn.
You can either for $17.50 you can go to Roundup Rodeo, or for $16.50 you can go to Tune In Lounge. Going with the grown-up peanut butter and jelly shakes.
Okay.
It's peanut butter, it's jelly, it's alcohol, it's delicious. I actually would be interested to go to Tune In Lounge and see if they, or I guess we could ask Steve, could they make a non-alcoholic version of this? I love peanut butter. I love jelly. I love any combination of putting them together. So that was my number one. You can get it at either of those locations.
Nice.
What did you go with?
Baseline Tap House and the strawberry hibiscus soda for $4.99.
That was my backup.
And you can, you can add any liquor that you want because they do have it
good
on
with bourbon.
top.
Yeah,
tap,
it is actually good with bourbon.
on there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the soda's on tap.
Yeah, and I was meaning, I don't know what I was meaning. I was meaning there's other multiple different liquor bases there.
Yeah.
Not that they have them on tap or anything.
Right. But they have soda. They have these sodas on tap. They've got plenty of beers on tap. They've got wine on tap there. You can go see Mike. He's usually there working, and he was the one over 7 months ago now that recommended, because I went in because we're always doing our Tito's and our water and cranberry, and I was like, I kind of want something different. And he was like, do you like bourbon? And I said yes, and he did bourbon with the hibiscus soda, and it was super duper good. So
Nice.
get it without. That was my backup beverage.
My backup was a beer, and so I have really come to find that I enjoy a beer or two, and I could not find. So I just put beer. I could not find anything non-alcoholic on the menus, but we do know that you can ask. They'll either have Heineken or Old Duels.
Maybe. Not guaranteed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
But just for, if you're looking at just a beer, like a real beer, you're going to spend a lot of money, but Oga's Cantina is wonderful. They have a bunch of beers that are specific to Oga's Cantina that are brewed specially for them. If you want, you can spend, I think it's still $85, and you get the Ranker tooth set, and you can sample 4 different beers with it. They will give you a brand new Ranker tooth set that is boxed up. It is very, very heavy.
Yes, it is.
So be careful. I still think I have nerve damage from the time that I wrapped that bag around my pinky, but they have some really good beers there if you want to go get them.
Yeah.
What just arrived for us today that we're going to try tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of beers.
Tom Holland, actually, as young as he is, God love him, was unfortunately, I guess, became an alcoholic or something.
Yeah,
and
he's been sober now for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
He took a break for a month to see if he could do it, and he said it's actually some great clips. It helped me a ton when I was first starting, watching these specific interviews with him. Now he's kind of telling it again because he's making the rounds to promote this new. It's called Bero. Bero. It is actually crafted and brewed in America. It came from Missouri. I'm wondering, I have no information. I'm wondering if it is being brewed within Anheuser-Busch's
Nice.
factory or something there in St. Louis. But yeah, so he started this non-alcoholic beer because he gave up a month of drinking. He gave up 2. And during the month, the 2, he went to 3 months. He found it concerning how much he was still wanting to drink. Even though he did it, he was finding concern in himself that he was not, again, he was still trying to go out the place. He was not feeling the same. So he decided, hey, maybe I have a problem with alcohol. I should just cut it out completely. He's got some power. So he met with folks in New York, talked about creating this non-alcoholic beer. And it just dropped last week. I think it was October 16th that it came out. So I went online and I ordered a variety pack. So we got 3 different 6-packs. They've got 3 different styles.
Excited.
So we're excited to try that tonight. Yeah. And I went ahead because why not? For $55 a year, you can become a Bero Master. You save, I think it's 10% off all online orders.
Nice.
You earn for every purchase that is used towards future purchases of Bero online. You immediately, I think I got like $15 in rewards that I was able to use. You always get free shipping, and it says that there are Q&As with Tom Holland. So for $55, I was like, if there was one Q&A that I could sit in on, even if there's 1 million people on it with Tom Holland, how cool would that be? I was like, that's worth $55 alone. But
yes, it is.
Anyway, we'll let you know how it is.
Yeah.
And we only bring this up because I really do hope, for at least my sake, I guess your sake now, and plenty of other people who are looking for non-alcoholic options, that at some point Disney might strike up some sort of relationship with a non-alcoholic beer company.
Yes, I agree.
We're seeing a lot more zero proof and mocktails coming to different locations on property, restaurants, bars. But the non-alcoholic beer is still few and far between.
Yes.
If they were to bring in an Athletic Brewing or maybe Bureau,
Yeah.
they've got a relationship with Tom, right? I don't know how any of that stuff works. But. Okay, so where do we leave off that? We're going to head to appetizers at Hollywood.
Yes.
And we're going to give our old trusty quarter a flip. It is going to be tails. I'm going to head to the Hollywood Brown Derby for the Crab Louie for $18.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
that's a good one.
This is nowhere near as good as their old crab wonton.
Correct.
Which was basically about as close to a Maryland-style crab cake as you could find, wrapped up in this giant wonton and then flash fried. But the Crab Louie is really, really, really good for a crab item. So I would highly recommend this. We get it almost as an appetizer most times that we go to Hollywood Brown Derby or the lounge, because you can get the full inside menu.
Correct.
What did you pick as your appetizer? This Hollywood Studios was hard for me as well.
Was it? I don't think it was that hard for me. I went to 50s Primetime and got skillet cornbread.
Ooh.
It's so good.
That is
it's
a
with
good
butter
pick.
and honey
Yeah.
and
See, I didn't even think of that. That's a very good. What was your backup?
Docking Bay 7.
You did not say the yuca.
Crispy yuca.
Did you really? That
Yeah.
was my backup.
Oh.
That's hilarious because it was 4 pieces of yuca for $5.
Yeah, it was.
The biggest ripoff
So good,
on
though.
Disney property, but they were delicious, and I would actually get them every time.
Oh, ditto.
Like next time we're in Hollywood Studios, I say we mobile order 2 of those just for a snack, and you and
Sounds
I
good.
eat one. They're
Perfect.
they're herbed, they're perfectly cooked yuca. The yuca over at Nomad Lounge back at Animal Kingdom is also outstanding. The yuca fries that you can get at the festival is so good. I have tried to make yuca at home from both frozen and fresh, and tried to make yuca fries. I don't know how they do it because I cannot get it right. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like like a, I don't know how to explain it. It just is. It's like an exotic potato. Does that be fair?
Sure.
Like it is.
I mean,
because it has a little bit of it has a little bit of Caribbean flair to it. Like to me, yuca is to a potato what a plantain is to a banana. Is that a fair? Is that a pretty fair comparison?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's completely
okay. All
fair.
right. I should be on
Good
the
job.
I should be on the yuca board.
Good. Okay.
Right? Are they looking? Do you think they're looking for
No,
people? What
not
about
at all.
marketing? I could market yuca.
Okay.
That's a long slogan. Our yuca is yucas are to potatoes. I don't think that's going to work. All right.
No.
Let's move on to our entree. I think mine is going to surprise you. It's heads though, so you get to go first.
I'm going to go back to the Brown Derby.
The Cobb salad is what you're getting.
Nope.
You're kidding
The lamb
me.
shank for $45.
Is the Cobb your backup at least?
No, actually the 50s fried chicken is.
Okay, this is absurd. We don't look at each other's at all. Aunt Liz's fried chicken for $27 at 50s Primetime was my number one pick. That I thought would surprise you very, very much.
No, it's
We've had it
good.
once. We
So-
split it. It was almost 2 years ago now on Christmas Eve
Yeah, well, I
with the
remember
girls. But everything about that, down to, you remember the corn?
that. Yes.
It was,
It's
I
very
am
good.
positive it was canned corn. But whatever they did to it, it was amazing. The mashed potatoes, the chicken is outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we still need to
chicken's
do
good.
Art Smith's
I know.
chicken.
I know.
But I loved it, and that's why I got my number one pick. I'm so shocked you went with that for number 2, though. I can't believe the Cobb salad is not showing up. They're not going to let you back into Brown Derby anymore.
Yes, they will.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. You want to know what my backup was?
What was
I think it's
it?
going to be another surprising one. It is the Pierre Janad hot chicken tip yip for $16.29 from Docking Bay 7. It's what I had most recently when we ate there a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
I had the tuna poke.
Yeah.
That was good.
I mean, I think for a quick serve, first of all, we said this then, Docking Bay 7 eats like a table service. It's kind of priced like one.
Yeah.
And it's coming in with like real silverware. It's coming on real plates and bowls.
And you can sit down. Yeah. I mean,
The only thing it's missing is somebody waiting on you.
Right.
I think they could make that conversion like that. And here's the thing. You could convert that to a table service super quick. I hope they don't do this part. Add $5 to every single menu item. Not the yuca fries, but you'd have to double them, the amount. But you could add it to almost every entree, $5. This for $21.29 as a sit down. I don't think a lot of people would complain, to be honest. And that even comes down to the portion size. Mm-hmm. So that's I thought both of mine were out of left field. You're not very impressed. All right, I dropped it. All right, we'll move on to dessert. Yours is going to be some sort of ice cream.
No, it's not.
It is a heads. I'm so excited now to see what you pick. I didn't think we'd match up on some of these that we did.
Well,
especially fried chicken and yuca fries. Those two were very surprising.
Yeah.
I'm now not letting you see my paper, so you don't. Cheat.
I can't read it. You're writing anyway.
What's your dessert? Hollywood Studios #1 dessert.
Brown Derby.
Okay.
Creme brulee for $14.
That's a good pick. I didn't pick it, but I know you love creme brulee.
So good.
Yeah, it's outstanding there.
Yeah, it is.
And theirs, I believe, isn't it simple?
Yeah.
We had it when we went. You had the lamb shank, and I had that chicken.
Yep.
Yeah, when we went that one time, and it was so good.
Yes.
I actually, you know what? I'm gonna swap mine.
What? No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can do that because you don't know. I'm gonna go with the Enchanted Rose.
Enchanted Rose.
I had to print this out because of the description. We had this. They have a beverage as well at Fairfax Fair. It is the Enchanted Rose. It is dark chocolate mousse with a taste of black currant and Morello cherry chocolate shortbread cookie, whipped cookies and cream fluff, and gilded chocolate covered cocoa nibs for $5.79.
I thought you were talking about the Enchanted Rose over at Grand Flow.
It is the dessert at Fairfax Fair, and it was so good when we had it.
It was.
It's a lot of flavors going on, but they work well.
Yep.
It's super light and refreshing. It's a beautiful dish.
Yep.
So that's what I went with for my #1. I thought it was a very, very good pick. I'm proud of it.
Well, good.
I don't think a lot of people know about that this exists.
Well, what was your backup that you switched?
The Jack's Num Num cookie over at the market for $5.79.
Yeah, that's good.
It's your most standard chocolate chip cookie. Again, done perfectly.
Yeah.
And even when you get it, it is warm. Even if you take it home and it's room temp or whatever, it is still as tender and moist and chewy and gooey as it was if it was warm.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that cookie. What do you got?
Nah, just a basic from Epic Eats, a funnel cake for $7.29.
Nothing wrong with a funnel cake.
No, and I think it was $1 more for the cookies and cream ice cream on top for $8.29, which I wouldn't mind really doing that because I've never
we've not
done that.
Yeah, we've not done that there. So
but
we could
their funnel
definitely
cakes are amazing.
Yeah.
So
all right. We are next moving on to the Epcot area. Well,
no,
Epcot, the area, Epcot in general. When we were doing,
you didn't say the area.
It's not the area. It's just the park. While we were both sitting here, though, I almost turned to you and said, "Should we include what you can access outside of International Gateway?" Okay, let's do this.
No,
real quick. We're going to go through our normal Epcot park only. If there's something from the Epcot Resort area that you would have input, just let us know. But let's start with drink. We're going to flip the coin. It's going to be tails. And I'm going to Rose and Crown. I'm getting a snake bite.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not actually anymore, but I would.
Okay.
If I could. Because it's, it'll always be one of my favorite drinks on property. Mm-hmm. First of all, I think it's a delicious beverage. It's cider and beer mixed together.
Right.
It's refreshing. It is actually pretty light. Mm-hmm. It's flavorful. It's different. It screams Rose and Crown. For me, always remember stopping in Rose and Crown. It was one of those things where, if we ever met someone there for the first time, like a listener, a lot of times we'd be like, well, why don't we meet up at Rose and Crown? And
still can
and
do
so
that
many
now.
people went to get snake bites that had never had them.
Yeah.
Because we praised them and they ended up loving them. So that's why it would be my #1. Now we're going to go in there and we're gonna get non-alcoholic. They have Heineken is the one there,
Yes, they do, and that's
so we could
actually
go
was
there
my
now
first,
and just get a Heineken.
Yeah,
but
but if Holly's working, she will make a mojito.
yes.
Or
Didn't she make you a berry flavored one?
She made
last time? Yeah.
basically. It was super good.
Mhm.
Or was it a berry mule? I don't know.
I think it was a berry mojito. Well, non-alcoholic berry no-hito.
Yeah,
and it was very good.
Very good. So anything like that for me.
Yeah.
Or the mint over by India.
That was my backup. Was
Yep.
the mint tea.
Yep.
Over at the Spice Road Table
Yes.
walk-up bar. Now it comes with gin for $15.50. You can replace it with any liquor you would like, or you can get it with no liquor.
Yep.
And I want to say it's probably like $5.49, $5.99. It's not listed, but you can ask for it, and it is delicious and it is super refreshing. If we were allowed to go out that international gateway, I'm going to even take it a step further because I would have hopped on the Skyliner for Il Tramato at Bar Riva or up at Topolino's Terrace.
Okay, here you're now changing.
I am.
You're the one doing it today, not me.
Is there something though that you like? Would you be looking at like Pepper's Ghost or something over at Abracadabra? I know that's Lucy's favorite.
That's Lucy's favorite.
Yeah, if you were to.
No,
exit
I
out
think
the
I saw
International.
Aperol Spritz on one too.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, I really
That's
like
probably Ale and
that.
Compass or something, I would
But
think. All right, we're going to move on to appetizer. It is Tails, so I'm controlling Epcot. I am going to go to Le Cellier
oh, good.
and do the Canadian cheese soup for $14.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care
Mine's
if it's
better.
available at the fest at Food and Wine. If you are getting an appetizer at Le Cellier, you got to get the Canadian cheese soup. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What did you pick?
Coral Reef, the lobster bisque for $14.
Yeah, I almost went that way.
Oh,
It's delicious too.
so good.
Yeah, love it.
You can drink it out of a coffee cup if you
You
need
can. Yes, you can. Except
So
those
good,
little
though.
chunks of lobster get stuck in the little
It's okay.
the little mouth hole
It's
thing.
okay.
But you can get it that way. What was your backup? The backup for me
That's
was
your-
hard. I went to Space 220.
Oh,
To the lounge because
forgot
they do
about
have a
that.
lounge menu
yeah.
that is a la carte, and I love their starry calamari for $19.
Okay. I forgot about
It is
Space
not the best
220.
calamari on property. But
I would have said their espresso martini then.
for the drink,
yeah.
oh heck yeah.
I forgot completely about Space 220.
I know. Why does that never pop up in our
I
heads?
don't know.
I think because
And I
it
didn't even
just-
see it on the thing when
Right.
I was looking.
Oh, I know. It popped in my head last minute, but so yeah, their starry calamari is not the best calamari on property, but it is so just light and like flavorful still. It's just like, again, it's one of those where they're just doing a calamari very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple, done well.
Yeah.
No frills, just right.
Yeah.
What was your backup then?
Actually, I'm going to Choza Margarita and
Mm.
getting the chips and guacamole for $11.
Or Cava de Tequila. You can get it at either one of those locations.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay,
You meant
then.
Cava de Tequila, right?
Yes.
They do it at Choza as well. And it's some of the best guacamole.
I meant the one
Remember,
inside.
we didn't even know that Cava had it till we went with Kat and Michael
Yes,
that time.
that's
And they were
what
like,
I
have
was-
you guys ever had the queso
That's what I was.
and the guacamole
okay,
with
that's
chips?
what
Yeah.
I was
And we're like, no,
leaning.
I didn't know it existed.
So that was not $11. Then I
Yeah.
looked up the wrong thing.
Okay. But that's fine.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
But,
if
yeah.
you go in there.
But you can get it at that quick service or that quick little thing for $11 if you want.
Can I
No.
change? Is it it's the Black Magic, right? Neil Patrick Harris's margarita
Oh yeah.
at
yeah.
Cava is so dang good.
And there's a pretty rose one. I don't remember that one, but
They
yeah,
for you
they're
that
all-
they smoked,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you are looking for the best spot to get a drink, an alcoholic drink
Yeah.
in Epcot, I think it's Cava. Even if you're not a tequila drinker, that's the place you go to like try tequila if
Yeah.
you can handle it, because some people just can't handle tequila.
Oh,
But I'm one of them. Tequila is bad. All right, entree.
mm-hmm.
We're gonna do our little flippy.
I hope it's my turn.
It's Tails.
Are
I am
you
getting
rigging it?
pizza.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
I think I know you're number one, and I put it as my backup. But
Oh.
I'm going to go to Via Napoli, and I'm going to get the prosciutto and melon pizza, an
Okay.
individual for $26. I have not had this pizza in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Since the very first time that we saw Neil Patrick Harris at the Candlelight Processional, which I want to say would have been probably 2018 maybe. And I literally have had this pizza once. and I still think it's my favorite pizza ever.
Okay.
Anywhere on earth.
Seriously?
I do. I love that pizza.
Even over Pizza Ponte and everything?
I would pick that prosciutto and melon pizza over anything at Pizza Ponte. In general, I would pick Pizza Ponte pizza, but specifically that pizza.
You better
at
go
Via
back and get
Napoli.
that pizza and make sure it's still the same.
I do need to do that. Do we want to try? So, little update. If you had tuned into our live stream, which would have been last night, Thursday night. This is coming out on Tuesday, so last Thursday. We did say that we are looking to go see Ralph Macchio this year for the Candlelight Processional. We have a room booked. I'm going to get a dining package. We may have to pivot because we may be going to my parents that weekend. We don't know yet, so it's kind of penciled in. If not, I'm going to look at securing Josh Gad on November 29th because anything else doesn't really play into the schedule of us. But I hope we get to see Ralph Macchio. But we're talking about doing Chef de France. Do we still want to look at doing that if we get Josh Gad? Do you want to try Via Napoli again? Since it has been quite some time.
We could. Sure.
Last time we went is whenever we went with Steve. I think we had Tony. Weren't Chuck and Allie with us? It was a group of those folks, but I can't remember which ones were involved. And we sat there and we got a big pizza. Remember, we sat in the front near the window.
Yes, I think it was.
And we got
all
that big
of
giant pizza, and it was. We had a great time.
Yep.
That's been quite some time, so we do need to get back there. So we'll see what pops up. What was your number one entree then? The spaghetti at Tutto Augusto?
No, the filet
Really?
mignon at Le Cellier because
That was
the,
originally my number one.
Risotto.
Because of the mushroom risotto is specifically why you want it.
Yes.
Not even the filet, which was outstanding.
Oh my God, it was really good. It was $65, but it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Or my backup, you could do a little cheaper and do a whole entire buffet at Garden Grill for $62, but
Isn't that
get the
crazy?
grilled steak with chimichurri.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
good.
think about that.
No, it's
An
not the same.
entire
Of course,
buffet is 62. One entree is 65. But it's worth it at Le Cellier.
Yeah.
I think. I had that. You could actually see where I erased it and I changed the prosciutto and melon pizza because my backup was the spaghetti and meatballs at Tutto Gusto. Even though, again, we have not had it in some time. And I believe now it is beef and pork. I don't know that the lamb, it used to be beef, pork, and lamb meatballs. I believe now it is beef and pork. So
Which
we
is
will
sad.
have to try it and see how it is.
I think we did since it's been that.
Since they had updated that, well, then we still loved it. So that was definitely
We did.
my backup. Okay, are you ready? We got to move on to our dessert. This one wasn't easy for me,
Oh.
but we're going with head, so you get to go first.
Oh, this was easy for me.
It was.
The L'Artisan de Glace and the Croque Glace for
you're mean.
$10.95. Why am I mean?
Because that was my number one pick.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. You can pick your own like ice cream. They put it in the middle.
And
They
you're in
put
sauce,
this-
correct?
Yes.
So you pick
yes.
ice cream, you pick sauce.
for $10.95.
They put it in a big brioche bun and
They-
basically in like a waffle press, but it's a brioche bun press, I guess, right?
Because
it's made specifically
they pretty
for
much
this.
seal it.
Yep.
And then you eat this warm but ice cream. Oh my God, it's so good.
It's the French version of Mexican ice cream. Mexican fried ice cream.
Oh,
Really,
okay.
if you think about
Yeah.
it. So originally that was my number two. And then I put, right as I was done, I put a little arrow to switch them to make it
Okay.
my number one.
Well, what was your?
But now I
backup?
got to go for my backup, which is the chocolate mousse bar at Coral Reef for $10. This has Bailey's. It's got a chocolate ganache, almonds, and then it's got this orange coral. Do you remember how much we loved that dessert?
It was good.
It has that light hint of Bailey's. They may have changed it because I think at the time it also had Jack Daniels cooked in it in the
Okay.
sauce, I believe. It's not on the current listing, but I was shocked by how good that was.
Yeah.
In fact, it's actually very familiar to me to that tart that we had at Golden Oak that I raved over for the Halloween party. It has a
Well,
lot of those flavors.
Speaking of tarts,
What's your backup there,
my
tart?
backup was the festival favorite key lime tart for $4.75
I'll allow it.
because it's there, and it's
But it's not going to be year round.
well,
But I will allow it because it is delicious.
and it's a permanent kiosk as far as in
Yeah, it is. It is.
So-
Something is going to be there year
Right.
round.
right.
So,
And right now,
I don't know if that will be, but it is right now. So I will definitely give it to you. All right.
Oh wait, we forgot to talk about my Oh
What
no,
do we
never mind.
Oh, what do you
the
think we
next-
forgot?
never
Next
mind.
we're moving on to Magic Kingdom is our
Yeah.
last one, right? We're going to start with the drink. I can't keep a hold of these quarters, so you go first. What
Oh my
would you pick
goodness.
for your drink?
So I'm gonna go to the plaza and I'm gonna
Limoncello sidecar.
the
No?
graveyard milkshake
Oh shoot, that thing
for
seriously?
$8.50. There was a donut on top, and this thing was so good.
Because it was cookies and cream, and you're a cookies and cream
It was so good.
stan.
It was just and I don't know what else was in it, but it was just great.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
really,
very
really
good, and it
liked
came
it.
with a donut, and the donut was actually very good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll allow it, even though it is seasonal.
It's a drink.
Okay, well then should we just do this every season?
But I haven't had a other shake there.
True. So you
So
can. So maybe in general,
looked
saying
at-
Plaza shakes because you know how good they are.
I looked at
Okay.
doing a vanilla, but then I'm like, that's wrong. I can't say that.
Yeah.
But I did have the graveyard shake, and it was fantastic.
So limoncello sidecar is not actually on the Plaza one. It is on Tony's Town Square,
Yes.
and it is fabulous.
Yes, it is.
If you like limoncello,
Yes.
and you like sidecars,
What? No.
no, it is seriously is
It's
so
really good.
good.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of apple brandy in it. It's got
Mhm.
limoncello, and when you can actually get an alcoholic beverage in Magic Kingdom for lunch, it is very good.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to go actually with the lavender lemonade that is for $6.29 over at Golden Oak Outpost.
That was good.
Honestly, it is freaking Minute Maid premium lemonade with a little bit of lavender syrup in it. There is nothing to it, but it's just perfect, especially on a hot Magic Kingdom day.
Yeah.
Like you walk around, you get that thing, you get some of the beignets, or you get the current items they have there right now. They've got that chicken and sweet potato waffle thing, or they've got the gumbo. Like both of those dishes, it's just refreshing. It's light. Everybody can enjoy it. And it's another one of those where if you want to be, there's certain flavors, right? Like I think lavender, truffle, cilantro, those things that are very 50-50.
Yeah.
I feel like people love them or hate them.
Mm-hmm.
If you've not tried anything with a lavender flavor to it, I feel like this is the time. It is light. It's
Yeah.
subtle. It's not going to punch you in the face with the lavender, which is understandable that some people maybe don't like.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So you did your backup too, correct?
I didn't. I was gonna go to Skipper Canteen and do
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sangria for $13.
Yeah.
I think I had that like a very long time ago.
Yeah.
It's white or red, but just to some of the things they mixed together, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I also loved their, I can't remember what they call it, but it is a mix of the Minute Maid premium lemonade and a wheat beer.
Oh yeah.
It's actually really refreshing
Yep.
and good, and I cannot remember what they call it there. All right, let's move on to appetizer. I think that I have a very surprising number one, but it's tails, so you get to go first. Of course, I thought my fried chicken was surprising.
I'm
and it
gonna
wasn't,
go to
so-
Skipper Canteen and do that corn cake for $15. What is that? Chappas or I don't know how to say that word.
Are you serious? That's my backup.
Well, so
I
that was
printed
my
it out.
first one.
So it's the
don't know
you're
how
talking
to
about
say
the
all that.
Ornico Idas cachapas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So and you thought our jokes were corny. It's house-made corn pancakes, beer braised pork, roasted
So
corn,
good.
Fresno pepper salsa, and avocado cream for $15.
So good.
That was my backup. It's unbelievable.
It's so good.
Yeah. Skipper Canteen, y'all.
Well, I have so this is where it's not on the menu. What the heck? The cheese bread.
It is not on the menu, but as far as I know, they're still serving it at Skipper
Okay.
Canteen. Yes,
Because that
you
would
can get
have
the
been
Brazilian
my
cheese
backup.
bread.
Yes,
Yep.
but they put it on a bed of like cream cheese and pesto mix.
Yep.
And that together is fan-flippin-tastic.
We every single year we would talk about the Brazilian cheese bread at the festival, right? And we would always say it's missing something,
Yep.
some sort of sauce. We went to Skipper Canteen.
Yep.
We got the off-menu Brazilian cheese bread. They served it with the cream cheese and pesto, and we both were like, "That's what it is missing at the festival." In fact, we
Yes.
went to a friend's game night party around the corner here. Probably about a year or so ago, we went to Billy and Jen's, remember? And we bought the Brazilian cheese bread at
Yep.
Costco because they have it, but then we served it with pesto and
Yep.
cream cheese, and it's an absolute game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Really, is it though? Will it though?
So what was yours since that
So
was
my
your
number
backup?
one-
What's your number one that you were like, you'll be so shocked?
The Plaza loaded fries,
Oh,
13 bucks.
I
This
am
comes with
shocked.
cheddar, bacon, spring onions, and this little kind of spicy sour cream on it. We loved them.
oh, we did.
I remember, like, we only did the Plaza within for the first time within the year, because we did it during Halloween at the start of Halloween.
Yes.
We did it before that for the first time, probably within the last year. Mm-hmm. I had zero expectations other than I was not going to get a great meal. Both times that we have been, we have loved everything about this place. Mm-hmm. It is small. It is quaint. Mm-hmm. And the food is delicious.
Yes, it is.
Surprisingly delicious.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So loaded plaza fries,
All
right? Did you see that one coming?
No, I didn't, honestly.
Okay. Did we talk about your backup?
Yeah, because it was the Skipper Canteen cheese bread.
The cheese bread.
I didn't put anything, and I put a question mark because I was like,
As far as I know, it is still being served. You just have to ask for it.
Okay.
It is not on the menu. All right, let's move on to our entree at Magic Kingdom. This is not an easy task. Magic Kingdom in general is not an easy task.
This was very hard for me.
I could have just picked everything from Skipper Canteen, but we're at Tails.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And what is your go-to entree to make your ultimate meal? Tails is me.
Yeah. So.
Well, I went to Skipper Canteen.
Yeah.
Because I got the Taste Like Chicken because it is for $30.
Okay.
This comes with like a chili soy sauce. It's got a veggie slaw with it, a pickled veggie slaw with it. And to me, it is almost like it's not a regular fried chicken batter. It's not quite a tempura. Mm-hmm. It's almost somewhere in between. Almost a little bit like the Korean fried chicken, but without the sauce over at Yak and Yeti that we had. It's light. If I remember when we had it, it came on those little fried noodles. Mm-hmm. I think it came with those along with the veggie slaw. It's delicious. I'm telling you guys, we haven't talked about it in a while. Skipper Canteen. Do not sleep on Skipper Canteen. It's amazing. I think it's one of the best on restaurants on property. It's not the best. It's not a top 5. I'm not even going to say it's a top 10. I just don't think it gets talked about enough.
And I think that's where it's hard for us because we haven't eaten a ton at Magic Kingdom, unfortunately.
No. And we've eaten every single item on Skipper Canteen.
And we have.
Yeah.
Which I picked Skipper as my also entree. And I did the noodle bowl for $34. Yeah. It was fantastic. I loved it. I was excited. Sometimes I get excited when we don't split and I can get this. It was great. It was really good. But I did go to the plaza for my backup and get the chicken Waldorf salad for $20. That thing was I even loved it. It was so great, light, refreshing. And then I didn't eat it all. We were leaving, took it home, and later ate it, and it wasn't disgusting, which is super weird. The leaves were a little like wilted or whatever you call it, but it's still all the flavors and everything was so there that I ate it, and it was, like I said, it wasn't disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you think of a salad and you're like, ew, that's gross to eat it leftover. It was super good.
Somehow it worked.
It did.
There's not enough fruit in salads.
Okay.
Like in a salad, because doesn't Waldorf salad have grapes in it?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
right. But that's delicious. You ever eat just a salad with a good vinaigrette and strawberries or blueberries? It's amazing. Apples, diced apples in a salad. Unbelievable.
Think they put enough fruit in salads.
Game changer. I don't think they do. Where else on property is doing a bunch of salads with fruits in it? I don't think they are, Rhonda. What is your backup?
That
was your backup. My backup was the nacho bowl with the chicken, the Chipotle lime chicken at Pecos Bill.
Okay.
The new one for $12.99. That was so freaking good.
About that,
I'll eat it as an entree.
Yeah.
I looked at Cinderella Royal Table.
I did too.
And I almost picked an appetizer, but they don't have the duck that we had when we went for our anniversary a couple of years ago that I thought was just one of the best duck dishes. And nothing else there, as good as everything is there, nothing was like standing out. And of course I'll tell you, I have almost clicked reserve be our guest so many times, and I just keep looking at the price. And for some reason, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't pull the trigger on us going and spending that money.
Right.
Like, so we're going to at some point.
Yeah.
But, nothing from there made it either. All right, we're going to move on to dessert. Our very last one. We're at Heads. Yes. Rhonda gets to go first. It's going to be some sort of ice cream item.
Nope.
You actually said at the beginning you weren't going to choose all ice cream, right?
I know.
What did you pick? This was hard for me, too.
Oh, my gosh. This was not hard for me.
Whatever you say, I'm going to go, oh, yeah, duh. Right?
I'm going to go to Gaston's Tavern.
Cinnamon roll?
That's my backup.
Oh, shoot.
The
creme brulee croissant
for $5.49.
All right.
Or your cinnamon roll for $6.99.
Those are the exact same two that I wrote down. I didn't write anything else.
What else?
Those were the exact.
No.
So honestly, I went super old school, nostalgic classic with a Dole Whip swirl.
Okay. From Aloha.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. From Aloha Isle, $5.99. We prefer the swirl.
Yep.
In my backup, I went with the beignets over at Golden Oak. Tiana's famous beignets.
I kind of forgot about those, but no offense, Tiana, and those beignets.
No,
I'm
garbage.
totally.
My picks are horrible for
going
dessert.
to Gaston.
When we've got that Gaston's creme brulee croissant, I'm telling y'all, it's not even really. Actually, to me, it is much more a creme brulee beignet.
I'll agree with that.
Right? There's nothing croissant to me about it.
I agree.
Like the outside isn't. It's much
So
more beignet
good.
than it is that flaky croissant. But
Where are
this
we going?
thing is
When are
stupid.
we going? Where are we going?
We could get it.
To go?
Well, we're going.
I don't know.
We're gonna go. It was gonna be. Everybody's just gonna shake their heads and be like, "You two
We're
privileged
both
jerks.
Stuttering.
You two stink." We always say we're very, very lucky that we get to go to Disney as often as we do. We're very, very lucky to live within 2 hours, that we can do things. We were not going back after the most recent trip until November 15th, which was going to be our weekend for Jollywood Nights. That seemed unacceptable. So we're going to go down November 2nd. We're going to do a day trip to Magic Kingdom. We're going to go ahead and see what they've converted over from Halloween to Christmas decor. We're going to eat for the first time ever, shockingly, at Liberty Tree Tavern.
Yeah.
So what I would say is maybe whatever time we plan to leave, which I'm thinking like 5-ish at the latest, so that I can drive home in the light, because I don't do well in the dark. That maybe we get one or two to just bring home, because we'll probably be pretty full from lunch.
Okay.
Right? Because it's
Sounds
all you care
perfect.
to enjoy, but it's going to be the perfect American holiday lunch. Like, I'm actually really excited about Liberty Tree.
Okay.
Because we're moving into the Christmas season. That's what I think I'm going to love. And I say afterwards we go and we buy an ornament to this is what honestly I was thinking. This could be a fun new tradition for us, is to go down right after Halloween to do something like this. Even if it's every year we eat at Liberty Tree.
Okay.
Or next time we could do Diamond Horseshoe, but it's the same menu. So we are going to do that. We seriously hit that subscribe button. You get new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. We just booked out the rest of our 2024. It's going to include a lot of fun stuff. It is going to include Jollywood Nights, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Yay.
We, of course, are going to try as many holiday treats as we can. Cannot wait to get back to Jock Lindsay's. We'll probably do that right after Christmas, because we'll go with Lucy and Caleb, because we love their holiday menu. And then, we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any of those episodes. And if you are ready for that next trip, of course, no matter where you want to go, our trusted partner, MEI-Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today. And then, of course, you're already out on the internet. You're checking out your next vacation. You are hitting subscribe. Rhonda and I would be so very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.